So in the last lesson, we rendered out the Photoshop file from Adobe Dimension. So I'm just going to open that out now over here. So I'm just going to double click out the rendered file right here, and it opens up with Photoshop. So it's opening out. So let us wait for a bit. And now you can see that this is the file that is there. So as you render it out in Photoshop, you can see that these are the layers that it actually generates. So there's material selection mask right here, object selection, and depth information over there, as you can see. So let me just turn, this is turned off by default, as you can see. So we're going to talk about this in a while. So let us go with the images right over here. So these are in different layers. So there's the background color, which is white. There's the background image, which is rendered separately out. And there's the rendered image right here with reduced noise, and image right here with the noise itself. So let me just have this with the reduced noise. You can see that this is much more smoother, just like that, as you can see as a result. So this is how it actually seems like. So I can enable or disable the background image. So what I can actually do is I can select the background image right here. I can go to, so this is Photoshop. So if you haven't if you want to learn more about Photoshop, you can check out my playlist on Photoshop as well. So I'm just going to go around to the background image. I'm going to go to, let's say for example, on to filter right here. I'm going to go to blur. I'm going to go to blur right here. So let me just add in a blur effect right here. So I'm just going to go for something like a Gaussian blur, increase the blur amount, and you can see that the background is blurred out, giving it a depth of field like effect. So let's go to the rendered image, and let's say I want to increase the brightness of this a bit. So I can go to levels right here and change out the brightness of just that out. As you can see right here, I can also increase the contrast out as well and make it a bit more brighter, just like that. So you can immediately see that the output is a bit different. So you can enable the noise as well, but usually, like unless you want noise for some reason, then the denoise effect is okay. The other layer right here is the additional layers, as you can see. So there's like a depth map right over here. So you can see that this is the depth map. So if you want to work around with this, so this is given. So a lot of effects can be added with this. Another one over here is the object selection mask, as you can see right here. So what I can actually do over here is I can select individual object selection mask. For example, if I want to select this right here, let me just go to the magic wand tool and select this out. Let me go to object selection right over here on the quick selection. So let me just select this area. You can see that this area has been selected now. So that area has been selected. I can go over here onto the rendered image, select that out, and I can like create a new layer out of this as well. So I'm just going to go over here onto the selection tool, and I'm going to say layer via copy right over here. So it created its own little layer over there. So I can go over here into images, adjustment. I'm going to go to hue saturation. I can increase the lightness of that coffee cup right over there, as you can see. So I can select individual objects over there, just like that. Let us see other examples as well. So you can see that this is how it actually looks like on all of it. So there's material selection as well. So I'm going to go to the material selection. Let me select this area now, the laptop body right over here. So I'm going to go around here and use the magic wand tool. No, the magic wand tool cannot be used on a 32-bit image, it says. So this is a 32-bit image. So let me just select that out over here. Just this part of the body, let me just select the laptop out over here. Just that part will be fine. And now I can go over here onto the render image. You can go to hue and saturation right over here and change out the saturation, just like that, as you can see. So I can control bits and parts like that, change out, maybe even change out the color, as you can see, of the laptop right here. So I can do individual selection just like that quite easily out of Photoshop by using these layers, just like that. So that is how you can work around with the different layers that is generated in Photoshop by Adobe Dimension. It gives you more editing controls even after you render it out. So hope you guys learned something as always. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.